Let me start with a scenario. Imagine you're in the middle of your routine QA review, and suddenly, without warning, the regulatory bar is raised. Health Canada releases a major update that directly affects your analytical methods, your specifications, and your compliance timelines. This isn't a hypothetical. On August 1st, 2025, Health Canada officially updated its nitrosamine limits, and the ripple effects will touch every QA, CMC, and analytical team in the industry. In this presentation, I'll walk you through what changed, why it matters, and what actions you need to take right now to stay compliant. To understand the impact of these 2025 changes, we need to go back to 2018, when the industry woke up to a global issue. Nitrosamines like NDMA and NDEA were unexpectedly detected in medications across multiple markets. Overnight, a once theoretical impurity became a very real public health concern. These compounds are classified as probable human carcinogens, so when they show up, regulators act. And for QA teams, this can trigger recalls, enforcement actions, and even clinical holds. Since then, Health Canada has continuously refined its guidance. The August 2025 update is the latest and perhaps the most significant step yet toward proactive nitrosamine prevention. So what exactly changed in August 2025? Well, quite a lot. Health Canada added 17 new nitrosamines to the acceptable intake list, each with defined limits. Some existing limits were revised too. For example, the AI for N-nitroso-N-desmethyl-doxylamine jumped from 18 nanograms per day to 100 nanograms per day. Another crucial shift: less than lifetime limits are gone. Everything is now evaluated based on lifetime exposure. There are new CAPA timelines. For limits published before August 1st, 2025, you have until August 1st, 2028. For limits published on or after August 1st, 2025, you get a 3-year window from publication. And finally, new expectations for ICH-aligned confirmatory testing, validated LOQs, and alternative control strategies where justified. In short, this update isn't small. It's a comprehensive upgrade to the entire nitrosamine control framework. Now let's talk about why these changes really matter. This isn't just a regulatory refresh, it's a shift from reactive compliance to proactive control. New nitrosamines mean you must revisit risk assessments for every product, whether it's newly developed or well-established. Revised AI limits may force updates to API or finished product specifications. The new timelines mean you can't wait until next year. You need CAPA planning right away. And with the move to lifetime acceptable intake, long-term exposure assessments become essential for chronic therapies. Finally, analytical method validation becomes absolutely non-negotiable. LOQs must be sensitive enough to detect nitrosamines at or below the new limits. In other words, the expectations have increased, and the industry must rise to meet them. Let's dive deeper into the technical expectations behind this update. First, confirmatory testing must now align with ICH Q3A and Q3B for nitrosamine impurities, and this must be reflected in your risk assessment documentation. Second, your analytical methods must have a validated limit of quantitation that meets the new sensitivity requirements. If your LOQ can't reliably detect nitrosamines at the updated thresholds, you'll need method redevelopment or revalidation. Third, Health Canada is open to alternative control strategies, like using antioxidants, adjusting pH, or incorporating chelators. But every adjustment must be supported with solid scientific justification and strong documentation. Finally, reporting thresholds have changed, meaning risk assessments and market authorization submissions may need updates. For QA and analytical teams, the takeaway is clear. Review your methods, your documentation, and your specifications now, not later. So what should marketing authorization holders do next? Here is your 8-step action plan. 1. Take inventory of every API, excipient, and finished product for nitrosamine risk. 2. Check whether any nitrosamines associated with your product appear on the updated AI list. 3. Compare your current specifications to the new limits and prepare CAPA if a gap exists. 4. Validate your analytical methods to ensure they meet the required LOQ sensitivity. 5. Align with the new CAPA timeline, August 2028 for older limits and 3 years from publication for new ones. 6. Document everything: risk assessments, root causes, CAPA plans, validation data. 7. Monitor reformulation or regulatory changes and make sure equivalence is scientifically justified. And 8. Engage your supply chain. Everyone must operate under the same updated expectations. These steps will put you on a strong compliance footing. Let's look at the compliance timeline. The guidance is live as of August 1st, 2025. If a nitrosamine had an AI limit before this date, you must complete all CAPA by August 1st, 2028. If a new AI limit was published on or after August 1st, 2025, you have 3 years from the publication date. From a risk standpoint, regulators may take action if these expectations aren't met. Actions like recalls, approval delays, or supply chain disruptions. Auditors will also expect tightened controls, stronger documentation, and validated testing. And globally, other regulators are already aligning with similar standards. But there's an opportunity here. Teams that adopt strong nitrosamine control now will build a more resilient and inspection-ready quality system. Let me bring this to life with a real-world scenario. A generic manufacturer uses an API where the prior risk assessment didn't include a newly added nitrosamine. When Health Canada updates the list on August 1st, 2025, that nitrosamine is added with a limit of 100 nanograms per day. They now need to update their risk assessment, conduct confirmatory testing with a validated LOQ, and check their specifications against this new limit. If they delay, they risk regulatory hold, loss of supply, or even recalls. But if they act early, they demonstrate compliance readiness and enhance product reliability. This example shows how agile teams turn regulatory updates into opportunities to strengthen product quality and ensure supply continuity. Let's summarize the key takeaways. Health Canada's August 2025 update introduces 17 new nitrosamines, revised limits for existing ones, stricter timelines, and new lifetime exposure requirements. These changes raise the regulatory baseline, and every company must respond proactively. The smartest approach is to revisit risk assessments now, validate analytical methods, and update CAPA plans well ahead of the deadlines. Teams that take action early move from firefighting to proactive quality. In short, act now to turn a regulatory challenge into a long-term quality advantage. So what should your team do after this session? Start by holding a workshop with your QA, CMC and analytical groups to walk through your products against the new guidance. Assign correct owners for risk assessment updates, method validation, specification reviews and CAPA. Set regular check-ins, monthly or quarterly, to monitor progress. And finally, prepare your documentation so you're ready for any audit or regulatory inquiry. Robust nitrosamine control will not only keep you compliant, but also strengthen product safety, global market access, and supply reliability. Stay ahead of the nitrosamine challenge and turn compliance into a competitive advantage.